Ambassador Parthasarathy with us, Dr. Roger Liu with us, and Maximilian Hess, fellow at the Foreign Policy Research Institute, also with us. Namaste. Thank you very, very much. I'm going to start with Dr. Roger Liu, Associate Professor, Flame University, and he was actually in Taiwan, somewhere on the streets of Taiwan the day Pelosi touched down. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Roger Liu. So the world was watching that flight tracker, but it looked like business as usual in Taiwan on ground. How are the Taiwanese responding to this?
Well, the Taiwanese, thank you, Anand, for having me. Long time no see.
Yes, long time.
Well, I was in Taiwan when Pelosi visited. Well, the Taiwanese people were viewing this as they take it seriously, but they are not afraid of the Chinese reaction, especially. They were looking for the visit of Nancy Pelosi. Nobody says no. So when Nancy Pelosi actually touched down, people are very excited, and they view this as a very strong gesture from the U.S. to counter China's attack and bullying of Taiwan in the international arena. So, like you said, the Taiwanese people are extremely relaxed, and I myself also surprised by this. That everything in the Taiwanese society goes as normal. Nobody's really afraid about this. People even make joke about what Xi Jinping has done, try to do with Taiwan, and they don't view it very seriously. So things are very good over there, and the Taiwanese are, dealing with this kind of difficulty that they have been dealing with for the past 7 decades, like they are doing now. So everything is fine. And I think your question, why the Chinese feel let down by Xi Jinping led China's reaction for Nancy Pelosi's visit. I would say that we have to recognize one thing. There is no real people's voice in China. All the things that we have seen, the angry people, the Vox Populi, so-called, are created and led by the CCP propaganda machine. Because if they want something, they will let you speak. They will create this kind of voice to make people believe that there is, a strong popular voice in China opposing this, opposing that. But actually, it's not. Because one thing is that if somebody is trying to criticize Xi Jinping, he will disappear right away. So the Chinese propaganda machine is still working perfectly. So all we have heard, all we have seen on the TV, on the, public portals are created and allowed by the Chinese Communist Party's propaganda machine. So we have to recognize that. The people's voice, so-called, has been used as a diplomatic weapon against the world.
Correct, but it's not the people's voice. It's the real voice of the people of China that has actually leaked out, Dr. Roger Liu, where some people have turned around and asked Xi Jinping, if you're so strong, if you believe Taiwan is your territory, why didn't you shoot down Pelosi's plane? If you really believe Taiwan is sovereign territory of China, you should never have allowed her to touch down. So you're making all this song and dance just to cover up for that embarrassment. So that's the kind of taunts that he is receiving internally. Ambassador Parthasarathy, on the other hand, China is trying to flex its economic muscle. When it tells an Apple, an American company, that you have to ensure that your OEMs don't have made in Taiwan or Republic of China mentioned there, and it has to say Chinese Taipei or nothing at all. Why should we take that bullying? And why is Apple going and requesting the Chinese equipment manufacturers, chip manufacturers, please accede to this request? Our iPhone 14 launch will be delayed.
Well, let's be quite clear. Xi Jinping wants to set himself in a history as the equivalent of Mao and Deng Xiaoping. And one of his greatest ambitions is to achieve his territorial aims. Now, China has territorial claims on Japan, on South Korea, on Vietnam, and all the countries down to Myanmar, and even down to Indonesia, where they have had scraps. Then his first visit just after he took over, accompanying it was an assault across the line of control by the Chinese, trying to seize new borders. So the man is obsessed with going down in history. We can't repeat what Mao or Deng Xiaoping did. And here you have a Chinese leader who wishes to make history by saying he changed China's borders. Now, just remember, he is willing to go to the extent of rejecting a judgment of the World Court, which ruled against him and his territorial claims on the Philippines. So there are others now on the line making it. So he has a territorial claim on India. He has to assert it. Yes, he can take a few posts here and there, but that's as far as he can go with India, because the resistance, especially in Ladakh, is very well organized, and the last time we even deployed armor there.
Right.
So we must be prepared that till his re-election, which will be sometime in the course of the year, sooner rather than later, he is going to be assertive and a great defender of Chinese territories. Chinese territories not on international law, but on some nine-dotted line which they have kept drawing.
Correct.
And this is a problem which will continue with us, except that we now have a mechanism to see they don't get out of hand. There will be what I call as nitpicking and minor territorial grabbing, which will keep tensions going just to show he has more claims on India's borders. But that is the way you have to deal with him.
Right.
The Western world dislikes him. All these neighbors, I have named you, Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, all of them, he has border claims on. Through this mystical nine-dotted line which he put on China's maps. And the International Court of Justice has ruled against international law. So you are dealing with the man who's to my mind,
No,
set with xenophobia.
no. So point is,
He is throwing weight around and is considerably heavy even by his looks all around the world. So we have to play it cool. And what we have done, I think people in India should know. First, the Quad.
yeah,
Chinese are very nervous with the way India, Japan, and the
US and Australia have come together.
and Australia have got together. Now you've got a new grouping on the other side of the Indian Ocean with Israel, Japan, and the United States. So we just need to stay cool, be very careful that they don't tread into our territories when our troops are not there or looking somewhere else, and just go along with the relationship. He is making himself and China unpopular.
Right.
That is his problem. But he knows pretty well now, after his troops took some pretty heavy casualties which were
No,
not
but
proper.